what's up. Hey, and the beat drop.
Yeah, I was with it. I was feeling that sound. I was like, this is good. So guess what? Sorry, I want to make sure I have this in my ear so I can hear. Okay, good. I can hear us. So I'm halfway a part of the problem. No, I'm fine. I'm halfway vaccinated.
Okay. And I ain't none, so shit.
And I was like, all right, give me your arm. I'm like, I don't know. Is he on a job? I'm like, yeah. There you go. It's like, you want your bills paid? Yes, sir.
Please.
Yeah, please. Please. Can you please? But now,
stick me.
They didn't have this. I was looking at the side effects of vaccine, right? I was looking at the side effects, and it's like, you know, all the side effects. You know, you can still get COVID and all that other stuff, but they did not mention this side effect.
What side effect?
I want to get the hell out of this country now. I just want to travel again.
What's the side effect?
I want to travel again.
Oh, okay, yeah. You can travel. Yeah,
side effects include you get the fuck out now. Guess what?
You're free.
I'm like, no, party! Like, I want to go. I was looking at Google flights. You know, I ain't looked at a plane ticket in a very long time out the country. Not, I mean, I went to Mexico, but that don't count. That's like
next door.
It was right there.
Next door.
But now I'm like, what? I feel like the chains are free.
It's South California in Texas. South Cali, Texas.
I was free. I was free. I feels free now. And I'm like, I'm trying to plant
trips. Half free.
I'm half free, yeah. I'm half free. I had the vaccine. I did the Pfizer. Because I went with the people who like the certain vaccines are good for certain people.
Was Moderna, was it a heart patient thing?
No, Pfizer is supposed to be for heart patients.
Okay. All right.
So that's why I went with the Pfizer, because I was like, oh, well, I mean, Pfizer.
It's good enough for people.
Yeah, if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for the other ones. So you hit this one up. So I did that. Moderna, you needed a longer time frame apart. So I was like, who had time for that? Plus, I only have a certain amount of time. They were like, you only got a certain amount of time. You only got a certain amount of time before you don't have a job. I was talking to my homegirls, my homegirl about her ex-fiance's, stick with me, baby mama.
Well, ex-fiance, baby mama. Okay, cool.
Okay.
I'm with you.
The baby mama had a great job working for a company, great job, and she stood on principle.
Okay.
And I was like, I respect you. I can't support you, but I respect you.
So she's without job and she needs some more help from him. That's what you're trying to say?
Let the beat drop. Let the beat drop. I don't know. Okay. It's a deduction, right? It's we can deduce that.
We can deduce.
I guarantee she didn't talk to him about it before he made the decision, right? I mean, she may have said something to him, but she didn't talk to him about it, right? It was kind of like
it's passing conversation. You
know, and they said that they're gonna fire me if I don't get the job. I don't give a fuck about this goddamn job. And he's like, how are you gonna support your opponent? I don't give a fuck about this goddamn job. And you like, okay.
Hold the fuck up. Hold up. What? How you gonna make this decision?
Yes.
Don't you care about your child? Don't you care about our child? How you gonna make this decision? And your child is looking up to you. Your child is looking up to you to make the right decision.
You know, we have to come up with like this is something I truly support, right? Truly support, right? And like women are gonna be mad at me for this. I truly think that we should come up with plausible arguments for men to come back on women and actually win an argument. Because you ain't gonna win an argument with that. You
gotta bring the child into play.
Now you're not gonna win with that. We're gonna have to figure it out.
And to have a kid right there. She ain't gotta be present for you to win it.
You ain't gonna win it.
Kid be looking at
what you trying to say? I'm a bad mama?
If you don't take the shot, you're a bad mama. You're risking your child's.
See, that's what's gonna turn into. See, you're risking. It's the whole thing.
No, you're risking your child's health. You're a bad mama. You don't talk about the job situation. You go to the health of the child. You know, that's what you talk about.
I already told y'all. I do not cohort with terrorists. Okay.
Okay, but
sometimes look, Look, this is the life. If you mad about this life, look at the person who put you in that life.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. And like, I just feel like, and again, let me start by telling the world, I don't have no kids. So maybe my uterus will feel differently if I did have one, but I don't. So I'm just like, every time I hear a story about a kid who did something to their parents, I'm like, oh, and you still talk to them? That's my child. Did they remember that they're your child? Because they seem to forgot when they told you F you.
The blatant disrespect.
Yeah.
I brought you into this world. Remember that? I brought you into this world. I could take you out.
I don't subscribe to that, right? So there's two wrongs, right? There's the I brought you into this world, I could take you out one, which some people take literally.
But it got the job done, though. Just the threat got the job done a lot of times.
It never really did. Mom used to say that all the time.
Okay, look who came from. It depends.
I know, but that's what I'm saying.
It depends on the mother that says that.
Yeah, but those are called abusive ass parents if they say I brought you in this world and I take you out and they actually backed it up with some stuff. That's a horrible Who was I talking to? About CP? Oh,
does it get the job done?
No.
Does it get the job done?
I'm not supporting that. I'm just saying, if you make like I've had to have conversations with one of our nieces about being an asshole. And I was like, I don't like you. You're an asshole. And she's like, oh. And I'm like, yeah, you're an asshole. And she's like, you can't say that. I said, I can't say that. I love you. I'm gonna always love you. You're my niece. I love you. I just don't like you. And I have the option to not like you. And I don't have to deal with you. Or you can check your assholeness and be a better person to your family at least. And then we'll be good. And I'll be right there like, come on, baby. Auntie was proud of you. I'm always proud of you, right?
You're not an asshole no more.
You're not an asshole no more. I said, but understand, T. Cole is an asshole too. Y'all just don't get to see that asshole. All right? Now you're seeing it because you are giving me this and I have to give you back.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's a lot. Fire.
I can't. We had a whole different topic. We said we always do that though. We always lie to you and say we're gonna talk about this topic, and then we like psych switch.
I didn't lie.
He didn't. It was me this time. But it was me this time. That's what I'm saying. But we've done in the past.
She called it audible.
We've done in the past where we're going to talk about
something.
this.
Ooh, I seen this. Ooh.
I low key feel like pretty privilege. Them bitches pretty, they get away with shit. That's the end. That's the close. Like the close.
No, they got the negative side. They also got a downside.
Okay, we will talk about it then. I just didn't have any smoke. I didn't have any gas in it for the pretty people, but I had gas for this. So I sent a note to Willie and I was like, hey. I said, hey, I was telling him a story about my homegirl. And you know how everybody's like, black men can't be vulnerable. Black men can't be this. Don't know black women want no black man who's like tear, Oh, look, the ocean is receding. Tear. And it's like, oh, punch him in his chest. Like, don't know black women want
say that shit with your chest.
No black. So I told, so I have a friend. He knows my friend, right? Nice black man, right? Nice black man. I have another friend. Great black woman. Gorgeous. Nice. There's nothing, like, she has a great job. She's like, she, like, stats, her stats are great, right? She has a great job. She don't pop off. You've seen her. Yeah, she's very demure.
Yeah, she's demure.
She's together. Like, how would you?
No, she's I would say she's kind of quiet and reserved.
Yes.
She's reserved.
Yes. But as far as if you saw her present, right? Like I
wouldn't expect her to pop off or do that. Yeah.
So when they talk about black women, they talk about how all these black women doing all this stuff, right? She does not fit the mold of the stereotype, right? So I just want to make sure I don't subscribe to the stereotype fully, but I just want to point that out so you can hear it from a man's mouth.
But it's true to that sometimes,
But I want to. I mean, in this particular case,
it doesn't fit. Yeah, it doesn't fit the stereotype.
So, do I fit the stereotype?
Yes, you can.
F you.
You can.
I don't need this. I don't need this smoke. This show's over.
Fuck this. Fuck this. Fuck your body.
So she doesn't. Whatever. I'll agree with him and stuff,
Mm.
but she doesn't. Anyway, that's the more important part.
Mhm.
So, she likes a simple life. She wants a good man.
Mhm.
He doesn't have. She always said this. She's like, sorry.
What the fuck?
She wants a simple life. She always said she'll take her a man who works as
Garbage man.
Yeah, garbage man.
Garbage man.
I was trying a sanitation expert.
Sanitation.
A sanitation
Specialist. Sanitation specialist.
Yes. I was trying to make sure I don't, disrespect the people with a good job. She says that's a good job. Yeah. And she's like, I'm not about to sit here and shit on that man for doing his job. Mm-hmm. He has a good job that got benefits and whatever. Mm-hmm. Her family came from that kind of lifestyle, right?
Blue
and
collar.
So, yeah, the blue collar workers. So she's like that. I'm just setting this up for y'all, just so y'all know. Like, this is Black woman, stereotypical Black, not
holding the man down.
Holding, like, that's how she feels, right? So she's been in relationships in the past. And, like, for me, I feel like she spends too much time coddling the ex's egos. Mm-hmm. Like, she entertains him and whatever. But her thing is, she never wants people to feel like they're less than, right? Like, you never know when people are at their lowest moment and that kind of stuff. So that's how she
doesn't want to add to that of a Black man trying to do his best to provide
those words.
Take care of yourself. Yeah.
Those words. Because I'm trying to make sure I set this up so y'all understand the kind of Black woman this is, right? So, my friend, right? The guy. Listen, this guy comes up and he is what you would call a sensitive male, right? Mm-hmm. He would be like, when they talk about you can't see a Black woman cry, a Black woman don't like to see a Black man cry, he'll cry with no problem. He has that kind of thing. He doesn't come from, I don't even consider him a blue collar worker. Mm-hmm. He's a field, like he works in like.
Was you about to say a field worker?
He works in the field, like the restaurant field.
Okay,
that's what I was trying to say. I wasn't talking about that.
What the hell? Hospitality.
Oh, hospitality.
Yes, and I thought you were about to say field Negro. What's up,
hey,
Ashley? What's going on?
So he works in the hospitality.
Hey, Ashley. Oh, sorry. Ashley, holler at me. Holler at me tomorrow, please. I want to talk to you about something. But I'm waiting to see something from you. I ain't seen nothing in a while, Ash. Good.
Okay. So he was in the hospitality field, but he wasn't working or whatever. Mm-hmm. And his story was he would get in relationships and they would be like, oh, Black man, that man ain't supposed to be like this. What kind of man does this? What kind of man does that? And it was like very abusive to somebody's, like a male's autonomy, right?
His ego.
Yeah. Like, I mean, he should be able to express himself the way he expresses himself, right? So he hasn't been successful in relationships, but he's the kind of dude who will, like, you need his shirt, he will give it to you off his back, right? Even when he don't have no other shirts. That's the kind of guy he is. I'm not trying to disparage him at any way, form, or fashion, right? So I'm sitting here and like watching these two people live their two separate lives saying the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. If only I could find somebody who can love me and and they're saying the same thing. So I'm like, bing, actually it was like a bunch of bings because I was like, what's that noise? Ding, 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 Step sound. Oh, wait. Oh, I could put them together. So I was like, all right, straight. So I tell my cousin about this. My cousin's like, no? Huh. And so I'm being very honest. I'm gonna be very honest about the conversation.
Let's hear it. Let's go.
You know what I'm about to say?
No, I didn't hear this conversation.
Oh, okay.
No, I didn't hear this.
I'm being very honest about the conversation. This is just the reality. Fuck it. This is what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to the truth of perception, right? Mm-hmm. It does not, the truth of reality is the truth of perception, right? So I'm telling my cousin about this, and our cousin is like, I thought he was gay. I said, just because he's emotional doesn't mean he's gay. Mm-hmm. I have a problem with that. However, what did you think about it? Let the beat drop. Now, did you think that he was gay because he was emotional?
No.
Or did he present gay?
We had the we had that whole panel thing, and remember we had the panel thing.
Yes.
So it was a couple of things I took away from that.
Okay.
And I didn't think gay, but fluid came to mind.
Got it. Because of what he said.
Because of what he said.
Okay, not when you met him.
No, not when I met him. No, but I had already had my judgment. I already heard what I heard, and I had the idea. So I wasn't even looking for him like that. I wasn't looking for like indicators or anything. I was just like, all right, okay, that's you. All right, nice to meet you. Finally, whatever, and chopped up. We started talking about whatever it was. But I didn't.
If you look back on him, did he did that?
I'm gonna wait till you tell your story, because what I told you, what came out of all this, is what I thought when I talked to him.
Okay.
So and go ahead.
Okay. So I put them together, right? I put them together at the event he's referring to, right? I was like, oh, walking downstairs, blah, blah, blah. I was gonna do it, but I'm tired. And so he walked downstairs and whatever the case may be, and he didn't get a number immediately, and she was fine with that. Like, it was like she's very slow. Like I said, she's classy with it, right? So eventually they do share numbers. They do get together. They decide to go out on a date. But the thing about it is, you gotta know your audience, right? When you look at a person, you go like, if you look at me, I feel like I present bad to people, right? Because I present like I am a fun girl. I present like we about to go out and just like it's about to be like bottles. I feel like I present that way. When all actuality, I'm going to bed.
I'm going home and go to bed.
Yes, and I'm about my business. And like, even though I love to laugh, like I believe work hard first, then you can play hard. So it's hard to catch up with me, right? And I've talked to a few gentlemen who just dropped me because they felt like I was playing games.
Yeah, you had no time. You're always doing something.
Yeah. So you have to know your audience, who you're dealing with. Like, it takes asking them what they do for a living, asking them about their day, and that kind of coming together and figuring out, like, and also checking your ego. You're not their world. Who the fuck are you? And vice versa.
Yeah.
For the female too. You know what I mean? Like, so you have to decide what you want. If you need somebody to be up under you 24/7, then
I'm not a person.
Yeah, respectfully. So
it's not her.
The same thing goes for her. Like, she's a chair on 2 major boards in engineering. Okay. She's not an engineer, by the way. But she just works with a ton of engineers, and she's on a chair on 2 major boards at the national level. Okay. She works full time, and then she does part-time stuff just because it just fills her time, right? Because she's single. So she started. She's trying to
do stuff to keep her from remembering that she's single.
Well, I mean, to keep busy too, like to keep moving, right? So you want fulfillment in life and that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So she has her stuff, and so he has. So all right, let's talk about his stats.
He has his stuff. Let's talk about his stuff. Come on.
Let's talk about his. All right, let's talk about his stats. All right, I'm being as real as possible. I'm not trying to shade anybody, okay? At all. He's so stupid. I hate him. I'm not trying to shade anybody at all, but we're just being realistic about stats, right? Realistically speaking. All right. COVID happened. So he lost his job. That's not funny.
Nope.
Nothing's funny about that part.
It happened to a lot of people.
It happened to a lot of people, right? I tried to help him get a job. And he was like, oh, I think something's going to come through on this side. I was like, okay, well, until that comes through on that side, you could work right here.
Let's give something,
Until the time. And like, we grew up hustling. We've been hustling since not old enough to work. Before we were old enough to work, we were hustling and working. So for me, it's hard for me to understand people like this. So I'm gonna be right. If anything comes across, my tone comes across less than respectful from this point on, it's only because I don't understand and I don't speak that language. But it's not my intention to be disrespectful. I just like, eh. So I'm like, hey, I can get you this job over here doing this. You can get some money in your pocket until this happens. And he's like, well, no, this thing's supposed to come through. All right, bet. Like, I'm not the kind of person like I offered and this, that, and third. And then the thing that was supposed to come through fell through. And then he told me about it. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you know, God gonna bless you. That's all I can say. Like, I don't know what to do with this information. God gonna bless you. I'm gonna say a prayer. I don't know what to do. That's all I can do with Black people when it comes to this kind of stuff because there's no accountability. It's not like
because you gave him a better option. You gave him a better option. You tried to look out for him. So at that point, if you say no, somebody tell you no, you looking out for him, then it's okay. All right.
But I do you worse because of this stupid ass show and all y'all sitting here out here in the world with your hopes and your fucking dreams and shit and trying to look out for the better your fellow man and shit. I was like, okay, well, he lost that opportunity. He lost the opportunity with me. I'm like, I found another position for him. Mm-hmm. So I reached out to him again because y'all stupid ass people on this goddamn show trying to make me a better goddamn person. And I reached out to him again.
I felt some kind of way.
Yeah, like I was sleeping fine before I started this goddamn show. I was sleeping. I was sleeping the sleep of 1,000 people, like happy, dreamless. And now I'm sitting here saying, "What's my purpose in life? What's the fellow man?" And all this extra shit.
Looking out for my brother, man.
So I reach out to him again. I'm like, "Hey, you remember talking about other job? Well, over here, like now they're doing like they really need people over here. La 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 la." He said, "Man," he said, "Oh, that sounds good." He said, "But I think I'm gonna wait for this other job." Now, again, everybody has a right to live their life, right? And I would not be saying anything if it were not for the fact that at that particular snapshot moment in time, he had made a particularly bad decision about a relationship prior. And he decided to move to go be with said relationship. And said relationship wasn't shit. And she treated him like a stranger on the street. And so now he had nowhere to stay. He was staying in a hotel. Mm-hmm. So he's staying in a hotel. You know, they pay weekly. You pay way more money in a hotel than you pay anywhere else, right? So he's staying in this hotel. Well, before he stayed in the hotel, he reached out to me. He was like, "Hey, don't you have a spare bedroom?" And I was like, "No, I don't." He's smiling because I do have bedrooms. I just don't have a spare. I'm not lying. I don't have a spare. See, I have 2 cats.
Them cats, the bedrooms belong to cats.
Yes, I have 2 cats. And the cats, me and the cats have an agreement. Like they stay the fuck out my bedroom. My bedroom is out there space, and they run rampant everywhere else. And that's how the life works. I didn't write these rules. I'm sorry. If it were up to me, I still wouldn't do it. But I'm gonna blame it on the cats.
Mm-hmm. They're the ones. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now I feel like if you can open your mouth to ask somebody to put themselves out, not saying he's not a nice person, not saying any of those things, right? But if you are a teenager, saying that made sense, right? Because teenagers are stupid.
Grown-ass person.
Yeah, teenagers are stupid. If you're in your 20s, it kind of makes sense. Yep. It's still stupid. If you're in your 30s, you're like, hey, yo. Remember we talked about that, y'all? Remember? Y'all need to go look at one of our other videos where we talked about the age times and when you get to a point.
Certain age.
And it stopped. It stopped making sense. When you're in your 40s and when this happens, you're like, man, is an intervention needed? Like, because this is sad. This can't be life for you. Because what happens after your 40s? 50s.
And it's retirement.
If you got the money to retire.
Get ready for retirement, actually.
Then you never retire.
You never retire. You constantly doing the same thing.
It's a dire situation. I'm not saying, and like, see how I'm not laughing anymore? Because the shit's not funny. Right? Now it's like you're in a place and you're in a position where you're causing your future to pay for this, the dumbest decisions you're making right now. Mm-hmm. Like leading with your heart or whatever the case may be. And look, let me be clear to y'all. I got emotional attachment issues when it comes to relationships. I will be very clear. Don't sit here and be like, oh, Nicole's such an emotional, available person. Fuck no, I'm not. No. And we could talk about that one day. But right now, we're talking about finances. And you want to talk about somebody who is very stable when it comes to financial literacy and responsibility. You talking about this person right here. Because I will work jobs. I will do what the hell I got to do. I will get on a plane to go take care of this thing and then fly back the same day and be exhausted in the whole nine. Because you know why? I'm trying to pay for my future. I'm not trying to take away from it. So that's my whole goal. My whole goal is still, I'm looking forward. So it bothers me when I don't see people looking forward. It bothers me when I see people taking forward. So those are the two stats, right? I want to make sure you understand. I am not being sexist against. Like, I'm looking at him because he met both of them.
Yeah.
So that I know I have a vagina. The vagina's saying this nigga ain't shit. And this woman's everything. Black women rock. Black men ain't shit. I know it sounds like that, but I swear to you, Willie.
And then I'll say something when I think it's that part, but you haven't reached anything yet. So
I want to be
I'll
clear.
let you tell the story.
I just want to be clear. Okay. So now now he's coming at her and he's like, hey, we should go out here on this date. Like, he'll call her on Monday, say, hey, let's go out Tuesday. She's like, well, I have a schedule. I check my calendar. You can let me know in advance. Mm-hmm. Like a week in advance would be great. She's like that would really be great because my schedule's already set. Mm-hmm. And he's like, okay, well, I work. By this time, he got a job working as a waiter. And he's like, I work as a waiter, so I don't really know my schedule a week ahead of time. I will know it on Friday. She said, bet, let me know on Friday your schedule for the following week, and we'll work it out. I'll move some stuff around because his schedules are, the way his work and hers is the way she work. They compromise, right? Mm-hmm. So they go out on a date. And so I'm talking to her about the date, and she's like, Nicole, I feel bad because I know that he told her this, which she already knew ahead of time because, I'm a homegirl, that he's living in a hotel. And they went to this place, and she said the bill was like over $100. And she was like, I offered to pay half of it. And she said, at that point, I really wanted to pay all of it, but I wasn't trying to make him feel bad. And he's like, no, I'm treating you. This is my date. I want to make sure I take you out, make you feel special. Mm-hmm. And she felt horrible about herself. Mm-hmm. Now, keep in mind, remember those stereotypes we talked about, right? Does this fit the stereotype?
Yeah, don't fit the stereotype.
Like, and there are women like that because I feel the same way. I won't go on a date like that. That won't be my first date with somebody. I'll be like, here, let's split it. I really want to get to know you. I don't want to be a deficit. Like, I'll do that.
Not knowing your situation.
Yeah, I don't know your situation. Mm-hmm. So he paid, and I told her ahead of time, I said, look, you got to allow, and I'm saying this to women, our strong women, not just black women, the strong women out there.
Strong women.
You got to allow, you can offer, but do not. If a person wants to treat you better, then treat you good, allow them to treat you good. And that's what I told her. I said, allow him to treat you good. Like, he want to take care of that, he want to pay you off it. Enjoy. Just because you know his situation don't mean like he gonna do it to somebody else. Why won't he just that's his situation. He knows what he's gonna do. That's his life. Let him take care of his life the way he wants to. Mm-hmm. So they would go out and he would pay and she would feel bad. That was just the cycle of like, she would feel bad because he would pay. And it was just like, and she was like, he was dropping money. It wasn't like, he was like, it was drinks and all these things. And so he was talking to her about getting a place, and he's like, yeah, it's a 5-bedroom house and this, that, and the third. And she was like, oh, you want to get roommates? And he's like, no, I kind of want to live by myself. And she's like, and I said, bitch, mind your business. Let him live his life. That kind of stuff, right? So then he would call her and he'd be like, drunk, call her drunk. He's like, man, I'm sorry, I'm drunk, so I might say something that's, lewd. I might say something nasty to you. And she said, that's okay. She said, if you say something nasty, I'll just hang up and we'll talk tomorrow. Right? And I'm like, this bitch is classy. Right? That's some classy shit. Let me write this shit down.
Wow.
Yeah. Where's my note? Your pinky. So she said that to him. And I was like, this shit was mad classy. It wasn't like, it didn't sting. Mm-hmm. It was just kind of like, I understand, I forgive, blah, blah, blah. So one day, she comes to me and she's like, I don't think this is going to work. It's not that I don't like this guy. It's just that I feel like I'm a part of the problem when I'm with him. Because, she's just like, she's looking forward.
She has the thoughts about him that's less than.
Well, no, she just thinks that she's taken out of his pocket.
Oh, okay.
Now, it's a judgment statement, right? Mm-hmm. Like, she's saying he should be spending his money, he should be saving his money. She's saying those things internally. But I said, at the same time, I understand, I kind of get it. Mm-hmm. I kind of feel like if you were dealing with somebody who, I feel like he's special challenged financially.
thought you were about to say special needs.
Well, I do. I feel like he's special needs financially.
Okay.
He suffered.
Okay.
Like he doesn't know.
Mhm.
He's not educated in those areas.
Okay.
So I feel like he is. And so do you
He's a
take
deficit.
advantage of somebody who's special needs in this area?
Mhm.
But you know what I mean? So I get what she was saying.
Okay.
So I was like, well, I was like, I get it. But it's not your job to tell him how to live. It's your job just to enjoy your time with him. If you can't enjoy it, then leave him alone.
Then leave him alone. Yeah. Correct.
She's like, okay. So then she get a note from him. It was a text message. And the text message said, hey, I just want you to know there's a lot going on in my life right now. And I just don't want to put you through this stuff. And it's not you, it's me. I just think we need to take some time apart. And I'm like, what just happened? I was like, yeah. On one hand, I'm like, okay, whatever. But on the other hand, it's like, so I call my brother because I'm talking to my homegirl. It's my job to be uplifting, whatever. Like if it's fuck shit, get mad or whatever. But this ain't a mad situation because it's like, okay. In fact, I felt responsible for it because I felt like I put her in a situation where she went through this whole, like she went through these loops of whatever. But my goal was because he was emotionally intelligent. And my goal was like, all right, deal with a Black man who's emotionally intelligent. And maybe that'll bring something to the table different than what you're normally used to dating. Because she's used to dating men who are successful, but not emotionally intelligent. Right. So they start doing this extra stuff and they start, they don't tap into their feelings well, or whatever. So this dude taps into all his fucking feelings. So maybe this will give you another side to look at. So I called Willie. I told Willie what happened. I'm like, look, this is some shit. I said, I just realized there's a new level of fuckboy. It's the emotional fuckboy. And he was like, yep, that's him. He's an emotional fuckboy. He's an emotional fuckboy.
Intelligent.
Huh?
Emotionally intelligent.
Nope, emotional fuckboy. He's an emotional fuckboy. All emotional intelligence in the world, if you use it negatively, makes you a fuckboy.
Okay. Yeah. Well,
right. Remember,
okay.
Because you remember all those conversations he had about the Black woman.
We had all kind of debates.
We had
debates. Yeah, we had
the Black
debates
woman being a
stuff.
queen, the Black woman being all this stuff. But then in the same breath, you sitting here talk like they're the background. They support you. They do all this stuff. They look out for you when you can't even look out for yourself. I remember those conversations because I was like, oh my God, this is a housewoman.
It was deep. It got deep over there. It got real deep. Dad was over there too. It was
a whole thing. And I remember that, and I was like, okay, perfect, because this woman is that. This is exactly what you're asking for. And what did you do? What did you do with her? You called her. I don't think he shitted on her, but he
out. Not on her, but out.
He should have
out and shitted her out.
Oh, he should have out. Yeah, he passed her. But and then I didn't even tell you this. And then because I counted. Because I was like, because I know, like, I fit, like, now that my my visions, because I didn't have my glasses on when I was looking at them before, I realized.
I could see clearly.
So now I'm like,
you nerd.
Okay, I got you. I see you. Okay. And now I realize you're an emotional fuckboy. And so I was waiting. I was doing my countdown. I didn't say nothing. No fucking body. Because I was like, this is going to happen. And sure enough, no more than 3 weeks passed. He put out a text talking about a message. No, he put out a message on Facebook talking about, it'd be nice to find somebody who would love him and find a good woman who would be good to him and la 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 la.
Wow.
Emotional fuckboy. Emotional fuckboy. And I'm going to give you a definition of emotional fuckboy because it's going to be different than emotional fuck girl. Because they are emotional fuck girls. Yeah. And I think we see more emotional fuck girls. Yeah. And because they're more verbose.
It's hard to call out too until you really deal with them.
Hold on. I want to drill down on that statement.
All right, go ahead.
So it's different, but emotional fuckboy. Emotional fuckboy is this. Somebody who has all the paraphernalia of being somebody who's emotionally intelligent, just so they can hide behind it and do the same shit. Right? That's an emotional fuckboy who will make you think, oh, this is going to be a different experience.
Yeah, different experience altogether. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. Guards down.
Yes, guards down.
And what did I tell you? What did I tell you? What did I tell you happened? What did I tell you? You don't remember? Okay, I'm gonna act out what I told her happened. It happened, right?
You can't see what.
I'm a fuckboy.
You just said that. So, it's hard for me to. It was hard for me to look at him the same way, because even though, like, if you think and you look at her stats, right, it's like, oh, she's set, she's good, right? But that time that she gave to him, trying to care, is still energy. It still affected her.
Yes. Because think about emotionally, right? I can't get it right with this type of guy, and I can't get it right with this type of guy. It must be me. Spit it out.
Yes. Yes, and that's exactly what I saw happen. And I was like, I felt like I was a part of that because I didn't know that he was like with the shits. And I honestly think that he doesn't see that he's with the shits. I don't think he knows. I don't think it's not like he's doing it on purpose. Somebody who sits there and makes those kind of, like, there are people who think, like, who walk, like, I was in California. I was in San Francisco. I was there training for the triathlon, right? And I met some cool people. Everybody was great. Love San Francisco. It's great. Can't afford it. And I'm meeting people, and, like, now keep in mind, I've always been thick. Even when I work out like a beast, I've always been thick. I just have muscles on thickness.
Thickness on top of muscles.
Yeah. So I'm training for this triathlon or whatever, and I'm eating. And by that time I was pescatarian. I was a pescatarian by that time. So I'm eating pretty clean, right? Not 100%, probably 80% clean, right? But I'm training like 2-3 times a day. And I'm out with these people, and these people are like slim. They're cool people, love them to death. They're super fit. They look like they're in great shape. And I'm hanging out by their house, and they were like, Nicole, all you need to do, he's like, you're a pretty girl. All you need to do is just get in shape. And I'm like, word, that's it? That's how easy life is? That's it? Word? If I get in shape, it's going to fix the problem? Okay.
Fix everything.
Yeah, it's going to fix everything. And then they did. And they did a line of Coke. They said,
booger sugar.
Booger sugar.
That's how they staying slim. Right there.
And then they said to me, you don't know what's in those foods that you'd be proud. So, and I was sitting here like, the irony. Because I'm sitting here watching
transporting somebody's ass across lines or something.
Cut with you don't know what and what. And you're telling me that what I'm doing is unhealthy for me. Not saying it's not. Not saying it's not. But you can't, like, there are people who do stuff all the time. Like, I wasn't offended by what they said because I really I knew they meant it from a genuine place. But it was just the irony that they couldn't see the harm they were doing to themselves. So I think the same, like, because of that situation, because like I said, when I tell you they were the nicest people ever, I never heard a mean thing come out their mouth. Right? Nicest people
ever. So they always kept blow around them, basically.
Oh, they kept all kinds.
Okay, so that's why.
They kept all kind of drugs.
Yeah, that's why. That's why they're so nice.
But even when they pop off, it wasn't like, they were good people, right? Like, so, and they couldn't see the hypocrisy of their statement. I'm like, I try to give people the same leeway, and the same thing goes for him. It's like, he's a good person. He doesn't see how bad he is for himself, because at the end of the day, not saying that they were going to work out, her and him were going to be this love connection match forever, right? But what you had, like, you know how you gave that analogy, how she went this way and she couldn't find it, and then she went over here and she couldn't find it. It makes it feel like it's her. He did the absolute opposite. He went that way and he was like, she did this is this, it's her. And then he went this way and he said, oh, it's not her, it's me, but it's her.
I don't see it.
What do you see?
I don't see it. Okay, we got to go through the timeline, right?
Okay.
Let's go through the timeline. Okay. Talk. I'm this, I'm that. Talk.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm drunk. I might say something.
Okay.
That means something.
What does it mean?
That means that he tried her and it didn't. He tried her.
I feel the same way.
He tried her.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't pan out.
Mm-hmm.
What he was trying to do, right? He was trying to. You know, he was trying to do a mime thing.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't pan out. They went on some other dates, and he probably said some stuff on the dates to try to gauge it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work out. So, all right.
Oh, he was trying to get the booty.
There you go. But he was being emotionally touched
really?
about it. Yes. He tried her. I'm drunk. Think about how that sounds, you know. I'm just going to excuse what I'm saying. It's not like saying, oh, I don't mean this to be disrespectful, but you ain't shit, you fat as hell, and da, right?
Yeah.
You say it on the front end, even though you know, that's what that shit was.
Okay.
That's what it was. And he's hiding, like you say, he's hiding behind the emotional whatever. Intelligence. He's hiding behind it. It's a gameplay. That's it. That's all it is. And that's what when I met him and talk.
That's what you
and that's what I heard. Talk and say all the right shit, right? But anybody says all the right shit, to appease a certain group of people is not saying everything, because you can't appease everybody. Yeah, you can't appease everybody. So there's something hiding behind that, all that good talk. It's something behind it. Like you got senators and people, judges and all that stuff. They talk all this good shit, but then they got a sex dungeon. They got motherfuckers chained up in White Snake Moan and shit. You know, I'm just saying, so the thing is, right, until somebody tells you, like, if they come in and like, well, okay, this is my issue, right? This is what I got going on with me, because everybody got dirt. Everybody got shit going on with them.
Yes.
If you want to talk about emotional whatever, okay, I'm emotionally connect with you by letting you know, this is my issue. This is what I suffer from. This is what's going on with me. Mm-hmm. And boom, put it on the table, right? Okay. And then we go from there. But talk. I'm all this, I'm all that, I'm all this, I'm all that. And then
well, here's
try.
Okay. All right. And I'm not saying I disagree now, because I'm like, ooh, shit. I didn't even think about that. Because he hid behind emotional component of this. I didn't even think of that. Because
just think about the fact, oh, I'm drunk. You tell him on the front end, I'm drunk, so I might say some shit. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on
now.
Yeah. How many drunk people could do some shit like that?
I've met a few. Not who try to preface what they do. I knew a girl who used to get in fights with people, and she told me, she was like, she got in a fight with her best friend. Okay. She told me, she's like,
before she got drunk, right?
No, when she got drunk.
She said, she said it before she got drunk. I'm a whatever drunk.
No, she was already drinking when she was talking.
But was she drunk?
I don't know. Okay. I'm a lightweight. I don't think she was.
Okay, but what I'm saying, hey, I'm drunk. I might say some shit. That's not a drunk. You're conscious. If you say this right, you're not drunk.
I also feel like if you can say that,
you're not drunk.
You need to stop. Like, her thing was, she was like, if she drinks, when she drinks, she gets handsy and she puts her hands on people.
But that's a forewarning before you get drunk. Yeah, that's forewarning.
So when you wake up and you find out that you got hit with a chair, I don't
why
want you to be upset about it. She's like, why would you hit me? I'm like, well, if you're going to treat me like a stranger, I'm going to treat you like a stranger. It's important for you to know that from me. I reciprocate. It's going to be real.
Like for like energies.
Yeah, no. I didn't think about that. Well, okay, let me ask you a question now. How would it not been trying her if he was interested in sex?
He didn't have to try. He just told her, I find you attractive and I'm sexually attracted to you and whatever.
So the trial was just how he slid it in.
How he tried to slide it in, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And if he would have just said, oh, this would, hey, I see you, like, I would like to do some things. He could have been joking about it and still whatever, but the fact that he hid behind something like alcohol, if you're drunk and you say something, like, if you could say whatever, you're not really drunk. Yeah. Come on now, you're not really drunk. If drunk motherfucker, man, I'll fuck this shit out your ass. You're not in your right frame of mind.
Okay.
So, no.
But even she handled that well. She
handled it well. But I'm saying that was some fuck shit.
Okay,
that was some fuck shit. No,
again, so like he got me. The fuck boy got me because I wasn't even thinking about it that way. Mm-hmm. But you're right. Mm-hmm. That is fucked up, and it is fucked up. I still doesn't change my opinion of him as a person. I think he's more harmful to himself than anything else. Mm-hmm. Like I said, if you're in like again, I'm not judging a little bit, but I'm not. I mean, anytime you make a statement, it's a judgment statement.
Everything, and people say that be lying because everything is judgment. Yeah. Like if you see somebody walking down the street and they looking thuggish, and you clench your purse, you done judge that man.
Oh, all day.
Or if you walk across the street, the other side of the street, you've judged them. Yeah. You didn't say it, but you judged them. Yeah. But we have to make those judgment decisions to protect ourselves.
Yes.
To protect ourselves and to whatever, to make sure that whatever we observe, that it doesn't happen. It doesn't, it doesn't affect anybody or us in any kind of way. So yeah, I mean, it's not bad to judge people. I don't know where we come at in a society where, I don't want to judge this person. No, that's just like God gives you intuition. God gives you, common sense, right? Mm-hmm. Common sense. No, yes, it's okay to do that. Make a common sense call, to make a judgment call. It's okay to do that. I'm not judging. Okay, about that.
Remember I was telling you about my friend who was dating a guy from Louisiana, and he was like, I treat women like I treat gremlins. They don't stay over at night. They don't stay over at night. He don't feed them and something else. And I was like, but that's not the gremlin rule. I was so.
You was infatuated. I mean,
I was bothered by that. I'm like, that's not true. That's not the gremlin rule. It's the watches. I always wanted a gizmo. I always wanted a gremlin. And you telling me, like, I even wanted Stripe. You don't feed. Thank you. They can stay.
You can't feed them though.
Yes.
Feed the girls. Please feed them.
And so now he went on a date with her. He fed her. Mm-hmm. Nope, sorry. She paid. Nothing wrong with her paying, right? Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with her paying, right? But every date they've been on since, she's been paying.
So he didn't break his own rule. He has a rule and he's sticking to that rule.
Yeah, and I guess kudos to him. I guess, because kudos to him, but I feel sorry for her because her thing is because he's making it seem like women are users who will try to take your, all they want to do is want you to feed them and all this other stuff. So much to the point where she's not doing any of those things because she doesn't want him to feel used.
Yeah, and it's a reverse psychology play. That's what it is.
Financial fuckboy.
Yeah, reverse. But it's
financial fuckboy. He ain't got he sit there and now he sits there. He's like, "You coming over and whatever?" And he's like, "I knew you was like the other ones." Hang up.
Are they having sex?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, financial fuckboy.
That's fucked up. Yeah.
Like. Yeah. So it's like those things, right? And I want to like there are women. We're gonna get to the woman one because the woman one, I feel like while there are multiple genres of fuckboys with men, right? There's a sex fuckboy, there's a financial fuckboy, an emotional fuckboy. I feel like there's one main genre of fuck woman, right? And we'll get there. But here's my question to you. As a man, what would be your advice to the women out there who don't how do you recognize a fuckboy? Be it any of the genres of fuckboy. Is there a way? Do you have to figure out one for the other? Is there a certain way to figure them out, or is it just like, all right, if you pay attention to this, it fits all the genres?
I don't think, because think about a hunter, right? Men are supposed to be hunters. Mm-hmm. Hunters, you can shoot bow and arrows, you could trap. I mean,
I'm so mad at you.
I'm just saying.
He has an arsenal.
He has an arsenal, whatever. So you can't just tell. Like if you go walk out there to bunny, and you get one of them loop traps, and you spring up in the air and you get with your feet. Okay, you're not gonna know what to look for. Okay. Or if he's in that bush, he got the camouflage on, and you pop your ass. It's just like that. I think running stuff by a male friend that cares for you is a good way to maybe figure it out, because women choose a lot of times with their emotions. They hear stuff and they want to believe it's good and wholesome and whatever. They want to believe that, and it works against it because they want to believe it. So they can't really point out certain things. Where a man could be like, okay, red flag, because men, we can spot certain shit because we probably used some of that stuff before to capitalize on. So yeah, it would stick out to us more than a woman. We've in America, I don't know, I'm only talking about America because we're in America, but in America, like we've been sold the romanticized everything thing, so the first thing women see, because everything, the Disney shit. So I had a conversation, and pretty much every movie and most shows have the love aspect.
Okay.
Because women want to see that type of stuff, and women are consumers, the bigger consumers, a lot of stuff, movies, music, all that other stuff, right? So that's why women don't notice to see it, unless it's so egregious that they can call it out. Future Hendrix type shit, Shout out to Future. Unless it's some, on that level, it'll be hard, it'll be camouflage, camouflage behind emotion, camouflage behind alcohol, being handsy behind alcohol. Oh, I'm so drunk and feeling up. So, I think, run stuff by a male brother, somebody that cares for your well-being. Tell them what it is that's going on before you might feel something all in your heart. But it can't hurt to be
on the safe side.
Be on the safe side. Yeah, if something kind of seems whatever, it can't hurt to be on the safe side. Especially if you're investing so much, like the second person you was talking about. She's investing stuff into so she won't make him feel a certain way, and that's manipulation.
That's how I feel too.
That's manipulation, and like I said, she needs to talk to somebody about that.
And there's a fine line, people, ladies. There's a fine line, because I know in the Black community, they talk about supporting your Black man and how people don't support Black men and la 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 la. There's a fine line between support enabling. Mm-hmm. What she's doing is enabling, right? She may be enabling herself to try to deal with somebody who's toxic, or she may be just enabling his narrative of the situation, but trying not to be like. There's subtle in that one. I saw that very clearly. He's doing this. This what's the dog whisper? He's dog whispering things like, hey, Black women normally do this, don't do this. Black women normally do that, don't do that. Black women normally do this, don't do that. And then while he's saying these things, he's doing the opposite. He's like, oh, women can't spend the night over by my house, and then she spends the night by his house. Oh, so you must be special, or something like that. And it's this.
It's gaslighting by by actions and by covert operations or whatever.
Yeah. And like and keep in mind, right? There's a you got to be about this life, right? There was a time where I dated this guy like a while ago, a long time ago, and he was like, "You're not serious about me. You're not this." And he would say stuff like that. I said, "Okay," right? And he was like, "Well, you're so dismissive." I'm like, "Okay." Right? Because it's not a question, it's a statement. I can't tell you how to feel. I'm like, you got the wrong one, because I if you study me, it's very easy to hustle me, I feel. Because it's like, I don't operate on feelings, I operate on facts. So as soon as you tell me you're feeling, you won. I can't do nothing more than that. You feel, I feel this way. Okay, that's it. And then it's like, well, see how disrespectful you're being right now? I think we should stop seeing each other. I'm causing you distress. And he's like, what? Da, 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 da. I'm like, no, I'm causing you're mad. I'm not mad. I'm this unequal or whatever. And I didn't find out till later that he felt like I was being cold and distant and the whole this other thing. But and then because we finally had a conversation. Which is a good way to segue into the women's one. We had a conversation about it, and he's like, "You're cold and you're distant." And whatever. I said, "You launched all these accusations against me that you didn't substantiate. There was no substantiation behind it. There was no, when you did this is how I feel. There's none of this things. It was just you saying this.
That I feel a certain way without giving the reasons why. The list of whatever or the times that it happened."
And I'm like, and what you really, I understand you're upset, but what you're really upset is with you. Because you picked a girl who grew up with guys who understand that this is the bullshit y'all do when y'all trying to get them to behave. I don't behave. By general rule of thumb, I will never behave. You will have somebody who will be walking out. I'm a wild card. You never know what's going to come out my mouth. You never know what's going to happen. I know these things. And so I'm not going to, and like in certain areas, I see very clearly. And I don't have a problem with game because I feel like we all have game on some level, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all come to the table with our own level of fuck shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we decide once we get in it, whether or not you're worth us not doing that fuck shit.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what it is. Okay, I'm starting to care about them. They are, whatever. Let me pull back on some stuff.
Let me stop being an asshole.
Let
me stop this shit.
Start acting right.
So, I mean, to me, it's a part of the human experience when
Mm-hmm.
you deal with people that happens. So I don't take offense, but I'm not about to join you in this little fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it works. But now that I'm older, it's like there's another layer, right? Mm-hmm. And I feel like that layer is
it's more on the table though. I mean,
yeah,
it's more invested. You have more to lose. When you're young, you have nothing to lose.
No, you don't.
Hey, flip a coin. Do I go out with this guy or not? And that's it. We're gonna have a good time, whatever. Hey, we have sex, we don't, whatever.
That's true.
But when you get older, you understand about emotional ties, you understand about, the baggage, emotional baggage that you have with each situation you get into, and how people are coming at you and what they want behind the scenes.
Yes.
Because you have stuff now.
Yes.
So, yeah.
And the other part of it is what they don't talk about is the effect to men. Mm-hmm. Right? Because women, there's always an effect to a woman, right? Mm-hmm. When they deal with relationships and how it's like this thought where it's like, am I not good enough? Am I not these questions? But men have those things too, mm-hmm. right? Even fuckboys have those things, right? Because fuckboys go through a metamorphosis because they're getting older. The same fuckboy shit that worked in their 20s don't work now, and they're like, man, do I still have it? Am I still sexy? Blah, blah, blah. It's not to me, it's not on a deep level, but it's still there.
Yeah, it's surface, but it's still thought about.
It's still fucks with them. They gotta say, should I get hair plugs? Like they have these conversations. Is the point, right?
Should I use the Beijing? Blacken it out.
So that's that one. That started. This has been weeks in the making that I was like wanting to talk about this. I just didn't because I had heat when I was talking about it before because I was hot. I was like, how dare? He said he wanted. It was just like, and it wasn't like he wasn't attracted to it. Mm-hmm. He was attracted to it. It wasn't like none of this stuff. But it was like, but now you said if she ain't putting out short-term gain, like I don't know, but it actually makes sense. But then I saw a video. And
let me interject. That might be a cause, or it might be a result of him in that situation where he went out of town and invested everything. So
no,
you don't think so?
No, because I told you. Did I ever tell you what happened after that?
Let's talk about it. Let's move on.
Well, then he went back. I just want very
okay.
quickly. He went back twice.
Okay, but I'm saying after the fact, when finally your eyes got to open, and it's like, okay, then you put up a guard, and you start putting up pitfalls and traps to try to, whatever. Go move on.
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important statement. It could be. I know. I had a conversation with the lady who I told you about with the guy who she pays the stuff on. I had a conversation with her about it because I'm like, we have very honest conversations, right? And I was telling her that, I know what it was. So I was telling her, so my best friend's friend died. Mm-hmm. Free car accident. Mm-hmm. And he messaged me. He was very sad in the whole nine, right? He was very sad. And it hurt me that he was sad. This is my ace boom coon. This is my boy, right? Like we've been friends for years. I would drop everything to fly down, right? Mm-hmm. So she said, well, were you there for him? Did you call him? And I said, oh, no. He needs to talk to his wife. Mm-hmm. And she said to me, why are you so cold-hearted to men? And I said, shit. Oh, ow, that hurts. Mm-hmm. I said, okay, first off, maybe. Other people, maybe other people, other relationships, like other people who want to get with me. I'll be open to that discussion. I said, but did you know why I did that in that situation? You didn't?
No.
See, man.
Okay, I mean, you lost me for a second.
What?
I'm sorry. You lost me. I'm sorry. I zoned out. Yeah, I zoned out for a second. I'm not bad.
Anyway, the reason why I told her that he needed to go to his wife is because he got a wife now.
Oh, okay. He got a wife. Oh, okay. So y'all used to deal with each other.
No.
But
he just got a wife.
Okay, gotcha.
It's uncomfortable when you are the female friend of a male.
You can't overstep your boundary.
You cannot.
I got you. Okay.
Because the first thing they'll tell you is like, well, I talked to Nicole about what? Wait, you talked to Nicole about this before you talked to me?
Yeah. And now you're the bad guy. Now,
I can't come around.
Yeah,
now you eyeballing me.
Yeah. I don't think I like you hanging with me.
Yes, it turns into that kind of stuff, and you got to think about those kind of things. But neither here nor there. I have to say that's the male version, right? Now there's the female version. So I love watching Abba preach. He watches them every now and again. I love watching them because it's just different perspectives. Like I don't mind. You know how I talk about like people talk about other people like Manosphere dude.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I heard he has pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, he is.
Or colon.
Testicular.
Testicular. Okay.
Yeah, testicular.
I felt bad about that. I'm really sorry about that. I hope he's like that one's the best one to come back from. So I hope he's doing well.
Yeah, and he, he took a break, so he's not, he said he's gonna take care and deal with his emotions or whatever. So he's not,
I support. I mean, I like I don't always agree with his messaging and whatever, but that means nothing about his way of life, and so I wish him well with that. But so Abba and Preach, I appreciate because I appreciate Abba's thoughtful. Like I don't agree with everything he says, but he tries to take a thoughtful approach to it to explain his rationale. Well, he did a video, and this video was about these two YouTubers, and they used to date. The woman, the man, he firmly admits he fucked up. He did some fuckboy shit, right? And she was vested in his fuckboy shit. Like him. She was vested in him when he was doing this fuckboy shit. And he was like, he's done with her. He was done with her. Now she's hurt. Now she's crushed and about the whole nine. Oh, fuck. This is about to go full circle. God damn it.
Yeah,
I didn't finish the story for you.
Okay, good.
You about to hear something new.
All right.
So now we're watching the video. The guy's like, I apologize. He's like, look, I'm being firm with you. I'm clear. I know I fucked up. I know I did this, and I'm sorry for it because I never thought it would cause you this kind of distress. Because what ends up happening is she's blowing him up on online. She's talking about him. She's saying he's an emotional abuser and all this extra stuff. And he's like, look, let's talk about it. He's trying to get to like, there's text messages of her reaching out to him, and then him being like, look, I'm sorry. Da, da, da. And so now they're on this live, on this fucking live where he's saying with his mouth, I'm so sorry. I think we need to move on and get past this and da 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 da. And then she's like, she's like, oh, I hear what you're saying. Well, I just think it's weird that you're saying it like that. But you used to call me princess and this, that, and the third, and it just hurts me so much. And he said, look, I hear what you're saying. I'm sorry. He said, I understand the pain that I caused you. I never thought I would cause you this pain, but I'm understanding it now. I don't want to cause you any more pain, but we need to move past this. I just think it's crazy that you and it was like she was holding him emotionally hostage, so he couldn't move past this. It's like some people who, if they can't have a relationship with you, they're gonna have this thing, which is still a relationship, but it's like
in their mind.
Yeah, but you have to continue to deal with me, even in anger. You still have to continue to deal with me. My fans are gonna reach out to you. You still have to continue to deal with me. And it was just like you watch the video. You should watch the video. You should watch the video. It was like the video was on Abba and Preach. He used to call me princess. That's the title of it. And no matter what he said, and they were like, hey, will you let it go? Will you forgive him? Like fuck him. Get him off your mind. She would not say none of that stuff. She was still moving on it.
She still wanted him to be a part of
her life.
Whatever was going on. So, she's gonna drag it in, and that she thinks that's a way to, she's gonna shame him to the fact that when he starts to deal with it, try to prove something to her. That's part of her arsenal of engaging with men, and it's probably worked in the past.
It does work.
It's probably worked in the past for her, but it's not working here,
no.
And she can't understand why it's not working.
No, and so because she can't understand why it's working, she's going to extreme methods of crying and all this other stuff. And it's not the only person I've seen that happen with. I've seen women get with their their boyfriends and they get like emotional abusive or like actually physically abusive or something like that, and they're like, fuck you, I'm done with you. Finally he says, fuck you, I'm done with you, baby, no, just let me suck your dick or something like that. And it turns into this thing, and then next thing you know, some of the guys get back with her because they're like, really, you gonna suck it, you gonna suck it?
That works sometimes until you actually really through. That works. It's a good method.
But maybe you could get killed.
Yeah,
My love of true crime.
The football player. Shit.
So the woman killed him?
Yeah, shot him in the head when he was on the couch. He was sleeping on the couch and shot him in the head.
I don't know.
He was back and forth with him.
See, I wasn't even talking about that. There was a whole nother chick. She lived in California.
Yeah, somebody. What's the football player name?
I can't think of it. There's a woman who lived in California. Her man lived in Arizona. She used to live with him.
Not McNair.
No, that's because that's on. Anyway.
Yeah, it'll come. Somebody. But anyway, go ahead.
So she lived in Arizona with him. Then she moved back to California after they broke up. She kept flying back and forth. He kept fucking her, knowing he was done with her, knowing he had another relationship and all this other stuff. And she kept trying to get back with him.
It's McNair. Steve McNair. That's what it is. Not McNair. McNair. Steve McNair. Yeah, he was messing with this this chick. It was his side chick, whatever. It was a side chick. And, he'd go back and forth.
I feel like that's a different situation, though, right? I don't feel like she's a fuck girl. I feel like when you have side chick, when you play with people's emotions, and I'm not saying it's different for her because he admitted, the guy the story I was telling you, he admitted he fucked with her emotions, right? He admitted he fucked with her, right? He wasn't as serious with her as he led her to believe. He admitted that people take chances when you do that kind of shit. That's he started out being a fuck boy and then he got a fuck girl response. Emotional.
Did he ever say what he did?
No, not really.
Okay.
Not really.
Because the thing is,
she did, but he didn't dispute it.
Okay, what did she say?
He said that they were going to be together. I think he promised of a relationship, and then he smashed. And it was like, oh, this is nice.
Okay.
This has been nice. And that
well, it could have been two things that happened there.
He didn't like it.
He didn't like it, or he didn't like the response he got from it after the fact, because she probably tried to use that as leverage. Yeah, and so it could have been that. All the shit she doing, it sounds like a leverage move, right?
But did he start as a fuckboy? Because he shouldn't have promised all of this stuff. Like the promise of a relationship just to get sex.
So this is the gray area. And we don't know if it was just to get sex. I mean, we don't. Did he say he did it just to get sex? Because what I'm trying to say,
it's alluded.
It's alluded. Okay, so what I'm trying to say, there's a gray area. So the thing is, if we meet, right?
No.
Whatever. If me and one of y'all ladies out there meet, right? We meet and I have intentions. I like what I see. We vibe and everything, whole 9 yards. And we get to the point where we get intimate. And then you start to switch up because now your feelings or emotions are evoked, and you start to switch up and certain things happen that I don't see beforehand. But I'm talking about, I can see myself with you, right? I can see myself with y'all, right?
I don't say I'm not even paying attention.
What else? I can see myself with y'all. Now I see something I didn't see before because now the feelings are evoked, and you start to switch up. There's a saying that women get in a relationship with hopes of changing a man, and men get in a relationship with hopes that the woman won't change. True statement.
I mean, I think it's true.
So if that could happen, like I said, I don't know, but I'm just giving another perspective of what could happen.
Yes, but there's also another statement. Okay, good. That once the little head gets clear, the big head.
And that's true too. That is absolutely true too.
Okay.
Yes, that's absolutely true too. But I'm just giving. I mean, that's what is. That's so. The thing is, he cannot say, okay, look, he's trying to get over it. He's not going on live with all the people because it's like, what, 8 people on there or something like that?
Plus there's like
millions of people watching. Yeah. He's not going to go back and forth with it like, look, he can't prove that's not what he tried to do. So it's best just to eat that and be like, okay, look, I'm sorry, whatever. Yeah.
It could have been the case, right?
Because he's acknowledged, he's trying to apologize to her, whatever. Okay.
But my thing is, even if he was just trying to fuck her in, Like sometimes we gotta be responsible. Sometimes as people.
Does she share any blame in it?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, all right.
Just because you tell me, you know how many people told me you're the one, we should get married, da, 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 da. If I sat there and listened to everybody, like that don't, like, what do you want? Like, yeah. You know how many bodies I would have on me? Oh my God. Just because, like, you need to stop, like, the other part is we need to stop using our bodies as leverage.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to stop allowing people to use our bodies against us. Mm-hmm. Like, to me, like, just because you have sex with somebody doesn't mean it's going to last forever. It doesn't mean it's just sex. That's all it is. But also, if it means something to you, don't have sex with this person.
Yeah, true. Just like a man, right? A man with his wallet and his money, whatever. Mm-hmm. He has, I work hard for that money.
Like minimalist?
Okay. We still got to talk about it. I work hard for my money. It means time taken out of my busy schedule, time taken away from me, period. So I'm going to be sparing to who, if I feel something about a woman, then I'm going to be, I could take this woman out and do whatever. If I don't feel that about her, then I'm not going to invest my money. Now they'll invest time and they'll talk whatever, but they're not going to invest with their money. Okay. So I mean,
I'm okay with that though. That's what I'm saying. But they have better control over that component of things. I feel like women,
it's more concrete. It's more concrete with men.
Yeah. So I say that happened. That's a lost cause. He just needs to know this is a part of his life. That's what happens when you fuck people who could possibly be crazy. I don't think she ever hit that crazy because if you watch her, it's very crazy. Mm-hmm. There's no way you can hide that. Like you just wanted the booty that bad. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. This is the prize you got.
Crazy comes from feelings. Crazy comes with feelings, and if you
like but you said, still see it. Like what? It might not be that version of it.
Yeah.
But you still see other.
But
stuff.
It could go from 2 to 10. And, level 2 crazy is like, all right. They got some quirks or something. That's so cute.
That's because he wanted the booty.
And that's true too. That's because he wanted the booty.
He ignored it. He had blinders.
Yeah, but then after you hit it,
it's like I can see clearly now. She has a knife.
Now it's level 10, and you like, okay. Thin line between love and hate, Lynn Whitfield type shit. No, I ain't gonna let you do my girl. Okay, let me stop that. Let me do whatever. Okay. No, that's crazy. Whatever.
I ain't saying she wasn't crazy. I'm saying he got what he deserved.
And this would be that situation if he was Martin. If he actually did it on purpose like Martin, because that's the situation.
Yes.
That is exactly the situation.
Yes. Minus the knife.
Minus the knife and beating herself up. Yeah. And beating herself up.
No, I feel like beating herself up would be all the stuff she was doing on Facebook, online.
No, physically.
No, but I'm saying she's online. Yeah, she's martyring herself. She's like, I did all these things, and she's making him seem like he beat her up, like he emotionally abused her.
But no. Do you understand how crazy you got to be to beat your own self in order to what you go? You have something in you that's going to keep you from whipping your own ass to try punching yourself. You're not going to do that to cause yourself harm. There's a level of crazy that causes your own self harm to do something. But
I think the millennial version of that is castrating yourself, doing what she did. I feel like
on in front of everybody to see. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. She's social media castration. Or
yes.
Yeah,
I feel like that's I'm not saying that I would put her against Lynn Whitfield. No, Lynn Whitfield wins. Mm-hmm. But I'm saying that version of that is kind of like that. Like it's like this person. Like if I saw somebody like that, I'm like, bitch, get it together. What did he do to you? Oh, girl, he's a horrible human being. You see this bitch?
But that's also too. She's trying to castrate him.
That's what I mean.
So being a martyr is not. It's nothing to her because she has nothing invested in it. She gets attention. Mm. She gets attention from people.
True.
People gonna be subscribing to her, whatever channel she got to subscribe to her because look at her, she's been abused. And I also have felt that way about whatever.
Yeah, but
she gains followers, get money. She probably don't have that money. Women, what you lose with men, you'll get way more women by saying. No, I mean
story. like partners.
Oh,
because they'll be like, I'm not messing with this bitch. You run that risk.
Yeah, you run that risk, but I think she'll get way more women followers, and then
she's gonna win in the long run.
Yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, so that it didn't cost her anything. Put it this way, it didn't cost her
enough.
It didn't cost her enough. Yeah.
It didn't cost her enough but she's still crazy.
But that's possibly crazy. She was gonna damage him and his what you call. She's gonna damage him. So.
She did damage, and in this in this environment because I saw all these little things about Dave Chappelle and
I just posted that on the page.
Oh Lord, let's see if you're right. We're on the same page. I saw all these little things and I was like, oh man, what he saying? And there's like he needs to shut up about this and this and this and I was like, oh man, I'm about to watch this special.
Did you watch it?
I did.
I didn't watch it yet, but I saw the clip what he said. I saw what he said. Because I posted on
It was out of context. I mean, it wasn't out of context. It was a full story.
Yeah, it's a full story.
And
he took a clip. Yes.
And he does he weaves stories together.
But even in the clip, it wasn't salacious. It was not salacious, and it was the truth, the absolute truth about the music industry and how they operate in the Black community. It's the absolute truth. And
wait, what was that one?
The one about he said the baby or whoever. About the baby, shooting a kid or something like that. But you better not hurt LGBTQIA plus feelings. You better not do that, or you're gonna get damned. And it wasn't even them that came from. That's the thing. We have to stop this. It wasn't even them. It was some kind of people we haven't heard of, the National Black something Association or some shit. And it's just so they could get power, right? We have to stop this trying to give people our attention so they get some shine off of it by invoking your feelings or something. Because he didn't say anything salacious. Start using your own damn judgment.
People do that to shut people up, though. People don't want to hear
it. But it was nobody from that community, though.
I'm not saying that it was or wasn't because I don't know. You never know who's hidden behind the keys. You never know. But what I'm saying is, if you watch it. I'm telling you, man, there's a reason why he's the GOAT.
Oh yeah. Trust me, I've been loving Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
He's one of the realest. Paul Mooney, that's why he Paul Mooney on it. Paul Mooney and him, he learned from Paul Mooney. He watched Paul Mooney, so he's sort on par with Paul Mooney, basically.
Let's go.
All truth.
Paul Mooney was dope.
Pretty much all truth, and you get some sprinkle in bullshit with it, but it's gonna be funny.
I just remember one of the bullshits he said.
But it's gonna be funny.
This one wasn't his best special, but I don't want to ruin it for you. It still was good. Don't get me wrong. But let me say this. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew it was going to try to get him canceled. He said it. And he was like, no, this is not my special for why. He said it. Like, it was like he knew everything. And it's like, watch the special. It was entertaining. I called people and I was like, hey, how you feel about this? And it's like, it was funny. It was funny. But if you watch the full special, it was brilliant. Like he never is comedy within.
He's a storyteller.
He's a storyteller.
He's a storyteller, and that's the thing I respect about him. He's a storyteller, and he finds humor like me. I find humor in the weirdest shit in life. In life, I find humor in life. I don't understand how people go through life and just not be able to laugh at certain shit. It's like, yes, something might be bad or wrong or something like that, but there's humor in everything because we are human beings. We're flawed. We're gonna do fucked up shit. We're gonna do whatever. And
I mean, it's the new millennium. Everything's about shutting people up.
Yeah, everything about it, which goes against the damn constitution, your constitutional right, which is crazy in itself. I find that damn hypocrisy at the highest level.
All it's doing is teaching people to hide their feelings about stuff, and
it's bad. That is bad. That is totally wrong. Wrong and bad. When you have people not saying what it is and doing stuff. Now we got back to when we had racism, right? We had the racism.
We
right?
had it. Well, is it over?
We still got it.
Is it over?
Oh,
my God!
When it went over? When it went away. But I'm saying we had a certain type of racism, right? Pre Mr. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, right?
The former president.
The pre 45, right? You didn't know who felt a certain way. It was, to me, it was good to see who was what.
I was okay with that.
It was great.
I always said this. I travel a lot. Before I settled down here in my life here, I traveled around a lot. And I always said this. I never not said this. I prefer the South because at least the South, I know where I'm not welcome. I know what good old fashioned racism look like. When you go up north, everybody think they woke, everybody think they're with it, and then they're doing these little they're doing all this racist shit in front of your face and calling it something else. Yeah,
this covert racism.
Not covert, but in front of your face and saying, I'm not racist. Look, Jamal's my friend. I'm not racist. No, this is your problem. While they're stabbing you, it's gaslighting at its finest. Yes, it's ridiculous. So
yeah, and that's what it is. Total gaslighting is like you're the crazy one.
Yep, all day. But I don't want you, the audience, and you to feel like Your friend, she's in a sad place because she just dealt with the emotional fuckboy and she had the other ones before, whatever. So because of this emotional fuckboy, she decided, she said, you know what? It's time for you to make some changes because of him. So there was a guy who was trying to talk to her, and he tried to do some. He ended up doing some fuckboy shit, and she called him out on it. She's like, "Look, I don't know what you're used to dealing with, but if you want to talk to me, you gotta take accountability for the stuff you're doing. If you want to see me, you need to put an effort, energy in the whole nine." So they finally he kept trying to do fuckboy shit. She kept trying to slide it in or whatever, and she was living her best life. Nope. No fuckboy shit, living her best life, right? So months passed, and he finally was like, "I'm gonna make this up to you." And he took her out. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. He took her out. They went to a wedding together. They mutual friends. They went to a wedding together. He took her out. I told her, I said, allow him to show you, allow him to be, something different. Like if you're used to fuckboys, if fuckboys aren't checked and challenged, they'll stay fuckboys, right? If a woman puts up with the shit that they're doing, if everybody puts up with this shit,
all women, give them the same message.
Yeah,
then they would have to change. They would have to change their way they operate.
Yeah, or if you find somebody who won't deal with it, you're intrigued by that. You're like, what? Maybe there, because I'm not interested in those chicks. Like maybe there's something.
You become a challenge.
Yeah. So now he's talking to her. While she's at the wedding with him, she tells me another story. This is full circle, talking about fuckboy. They're at the reception, and they're sitting there laughing and joking, whatever, having a good time. Everybody drinking. Then a woman across the table from them was like, Val, you cool with me? I don't fuck with you, though. I don't fuck with you, talking to the dude. Right? So the dude goes, okay. That's it. And so she's like, I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what's happening.
She was stuck.
Not my friend was like, I don't know what's happening.
Okay, gotcha. Go.
But okay, whatever. That's between them. She's like, none of this is my problem, because she made a decision. When she's like, I'm here to enjoy my day. I'm here. Today is the only thing I'm worrying about. That's it. Turns out that they had a previous situationship. And he did some fuckboy shit. And she's not over the fuckboy shit. So the whole weekend, anytime they were around each other, she was like, I just think it's crazy that you think you could just play me like this. I just do this and I just do that. And she proceeded to play herself in front of all of these people with the hopes that he will look bad in front of her.
Yeah.
And that is emotional. Yeah. What's the word I say? Emotional.
They hold emotional blackmail, actually.
Yeah.
It
was crazy. And then it was like, she pulled her on the side and told her about what happened. And then she's like, you should just talk to him. So you should just talk to him, whatever. She said, well, is it okay? Do you think I should? Bitch, you've been doing all this shit.
You've been doing all this popping off for the whole time.
I get annoyed when people do stupid. like you stupid, I'm not stupid. Don't treat me like I'm doing it. Like, it annoys me. So then finally she comes and she's like, hey, can we go for a walk and talk? They go for a walk and talk, because he looks at my friend and then she's like, sure, fine. They go for a walk and talk. He comes back and he said, she never told me what the problem was. She talked about every fucking thing under the sun.
Which means it wasn't a problem. She's wanted attention.
Fuckboy shit.
Emotional blackmail. Too little fuck girl.
Yes. It's ridiculous.
Okay.
It is ridiculous. And you.
So I'm gonna try to paint a certain picture. Let's see if you agree. So let's say a guy deals with emotional fuck girl, right?
Okay.
Do you think he becomes numb? He becomes numb to just normal emotional stuff with women?
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see it.
And so think about you dealing with a guy after he dealt with something like that. He's gonna look cold. He's gonna look asshole-ish. He's gonna look distant because now
he's been over.
Yeah, he's been like your sense has been over stimulated, right? So, I would dare to say that sometimes, like, it looks similar. Think about it looks what he's doing. He looks like the guy that's been through this type of stuff. Looks like he's being a fuckboy himself by not, you're being emotional. Let's say you're talking to some emotional guy, right? Mm-hmm. He's been through a certain thing that he's trying to put up his walls to not be used or not feel like he has to be emotionally held hostage. Bullshit. So now he looks like, oh, this is some bullshit. This motherfucker is.
But then now you're asking me to tell you what comes first, the chicken or the egg.
Well, in that instance,
but it depends.
If
she had been with somebody prior to that,
and that's true too.
That's what I'm saying. That's a cycle.
Too. But it hurt people. That's the same thing.
Yeah, but we also have a right to not allow that to happen.
No, and there is a right, but I'm just saying. What I'm saying is that see how it looks. It's a cycle. It's a chain. It's a cycle that keeps on.
And keeps evolving.
Yeah. So that's all I was saying. I was coming up to something to try to get to that.
I agree with that. No, I agree with the statement, but I don't want to absolve him while both of them are equally wrong. Mm-hmm. But not equally. It's not about a weight or whatever. Mm-hmm. Both of them are wrong.
Both of them wrong.
If you're trying to get to the place of, at the end of the day, if what we're all supposed to be is in companionship with other people or people, shout out to my polyamorous people.
Peoples. the chart.
Hey, ow.
The poly people know what that chart is. I don't know. I saw it.
If you are trying to be with people, you have to make a decision and police your own stuff, police your own feelings, right? Because it's like, and again, I ain't really the moral compass right now when I talk about that, because I know full well I have guards up when I deal with people. I just try to process. It's not like you're going to walk around. It irks me when I meet the person who says they're healthy. Bitch, you lie. Like,
well, no, hold on. No, they're healthy by their own standards and they're biased.
Bitch, you lie.
Okay, they're biased. So,
bitch, you lie.
But they don't know. They don't know.
Bitch, you lie.
They don't know they're lying.
You gotta know about it.
Okay, how are they going to know better when they're biased?
Nobody. No, who are you? You ain't shit.
By their own standards.
Everybody, let's say this together.
Everybody's damaged.
I ain't shit. Everybody, look in the mirror. Look at yourself. Take a good look. Say, hey, self. And say, you know what, self? You ain't shit. You have problems that you don't know exist. And you don't know how to fix what you don't fucking know exist. So, you not shit. But it's okay. Because knowing that you ain't shit. No, I'm not. No, ignore him. By knowing you ain't shit, that's the first fucking step to being shit. Right?
Knowing just half the battle.
Knowing that
Joe.
Yeah, Joe. I think that's why.
That's
But knowing that you are a flawed individual will help you, not excuse you, will help you understand how to be a better person with your partners. And vice versa. So you can be with your partner, have these open dialogues, open communication about what you can be.
And also to maybe be on a level to where you see that your partner shouldn't be perfect. Like
nobody is.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. So if you look at yourself like flawed, then okay, yes, it's okay for your partner to be flawed now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and yes, and you can have stop putting people on these pedestals. And maybe we can all sit and just try to be better. I was dating somebody and I had this conversation. It was a contentious situation. Like I was asking, hey, stop doing this. And we ended up, I mentioned this in the show one time before, we ended up falling out. Well, not falling out. We had an argument about it because this person took it the wrong way. And they like what happened was, in essence, this is what happened. My boundaries came in direct conflict with their boundaries. My trauma came in direct conflict with their trauma.
Y'all was playing off each other.
Yes. Yeah. And it turned into that. I finally got to a position in my life at this age where I am not trying to write anybody off. I'm trying to understand why I feel like I should wipe them off. Because that is important.
A deeper understanding of
what's the real situation, right? Which led me to this realization of what our traumas. And so we finally, we kept in touch. We kept talking, whatever. We kept chill. We de-escalated the dating,
Mhm.
and we just started hanging out. It was just chill, and we started talking, and then finally had a conversation. It was a dope ass conversation. Like when I tell you the conversations we have now, because of that situation, are so much better. Because it was like, I thought you weren't gonna talk to me forever. Like, and then you came back, you were like, hey, no, we're fine. We're just trying to figure things out. You have your issues, I have my issues, and like the fact that we acknowledge that our issues existed, not that you're responsible for it, not that I'm responsible for it, but they exist and they're not crazy or they're not this, made it easier to connect.
So I'm gonna say this for people that's trying to date, right? We need to stop being scared of our own issues. Like we stop fearing our own issues. Sometimes if you put it out on the table up front, put it on the table. That way, the other person knows not to trample over whatever it is. They know what to watch out for. Now, you could have some people that try to abuse it, but you have to understand. No, but this is the thing. You have to be more intelligent to be like, okay, no, this person's playing because I put it out there. They know it. It's information. It's all information. But what you can't do is like, don't put it out there and expect somebody to know what that is that you're trampling over. They're not going to know it. So you have to be. You have to be.
I mean, I'm an iron. I'm an iron. I'm not saying you're wrong.
Okay.
I'm having.
And I'm talking about older folks. I'm not talking about younger folks. This is a different. It's a different thing for younger folks. I don't think they should do that, right? But for older folks, it would save you so much time and effort and messed up situations for older people. Like, especially in the older dating world, it's totally different. It's if you're trying to get to someplace.
And if you're dealing with somebody who's trying to get to
somebody. And if you know somebody that's trying to get to somebody, it's totally different.
The only reason why I still have this, like, I'm chewing it. I'm not trying to swallow this information. This is why. Because it's not your job, the person I'm dating, to figure out how not to trigger my trauma. It's my job to try to figure out what triggers me and acknowledge when I'm feeling this way. This has nothing to do with this person. This is me, myself, and deal with this, right? Now, it's okay.
I agree. No, I agree. I totally agree with that. It's your responsibility. But if you're going to date, right?
Oh, you're saying past, you're saying exclusive or you're saying initial? Like dating?
I'm talking about dating. If you're going to date.
With a stranger?
No, not a stranger. I'm talking about if y'all got to the point where y'all trying to
make something of it.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, not just meet somebody. Okay, hear my shit.
That's what I was trying to. Okay, if you're trying to say, if you're trying to get to the next steps, if you're getting more serious.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, sorry. I was thinking when I say, okay, so you dating 2021. Here's the steps of how to get married. You are talking to people. Then somebody proposed. That's the now steps.
Yeah, that's not.
Huh?
No.
That's not the steps?
No.
No? What's the steps?
Talk to people. I see this person. We communicate. And finally, then people start to fall off. By whatever you have your
standards. By osmosis.
Osmosis. Yeah, osmosis. There we go. Good word. Osmosis. Then when you narrow down that person that you would like, we fit good together. We have mutual respect for each other. Let's see where it goes. You get to the point where y'all start to spend more time together. At this point, you need to be talking about, things. If we're going to make a go of it, we spend more time. Man is not going to waste his time. First of all, time equal money, whatever. He's not going to waste his time with one person being with them all the time. Right? He has other stuff unless he sees something more. Okay. So at this point, you don't need to be shying away from, he likes me. He likes me, so I'm gonna walk on eggshells because he likes me. No, let's talk about this stuff. Men and women, not just women, but men too, right?
I think you run a risk. I'm not saying you should.
You run a risk, but guess how much time you save?
I agree. I'm not saying you should.
And that's why I say our age range.
I'm just putting out information.
Yeah, that's why I say our age range.
There's trauma in this world, and people sometimes, if you tell somebody, because I've met people. Unfortunately, like these are the toxic people who sound like that chick I was talking about, who will tell you about their trauma and using it as an excuse to be less than human.
And once again, for us at our age range, right? A lot of us don't, okay, yeah, that's your shit over there. Okay, I'm not gonna do. And for the other person, it's your responsibility not to, to understand what's going on, be sympathetic of it, and don't try to do anything to make it worse, make the problem worse. Don't try to do anything to make it worse. But if that person using that stuff against you to hold you hostage, emotionally hostage, or something like that, hey, it's your thing to walk away. Just walk away from it, because they're doing that on purpose.
So I agree with that. I would agree with that. What I will say is, and as somebody who's experienced that, and with a man, right? And it was like I said, I fucking blame y'all. This goddamn, you should be a better person. I dated somebody, and it was like, oh, he happened to be black. I'm equal opportunity. I date a lot of different people, but this guy happened to be black. Mm-hmm. And he had a lot of trauma. Mm-hmm. I'm not trying to say he didn't. Mm-hmm. Right? But he used and weaponized this trauma to try to make you feel horrible as a person. He just happened to meet the person who had her own brand of trauma. Like, it's like, oh,
I don't give a shit trauma.
Yeah. Well, because, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to be a dick. But the way the world works is you live and you die. Mm-hmm. And what happens between that happens between it.
And you control what happens between it.
So you control how you respond. Mm-hmm. You control how you move forward. You do all these things, but I'm not going to be held hostage by your trauma, your pain, because I wasn't held hostage by my trauma and my pain. I had to push past that shit. I had to keep moving. Like, stuff happened. I kept moving, and I'm here, and I'm going to keep moving. And I'm like, so I'm not going to, it's not going to be that way. I also have a general rule of thumb. When you meet that person who says, you can't ever have a bad day because they've had a worse one, make yours worse. Like, oh man, I saw somebody get robbed. I saw somebody get shot. It was 3 people. Like, just make it
one up, see what happens.
See what happens. Like, if we, like, I'm not about to.
Oh, my gouts. Oh, my hip. Like the old people that get together. Oh man, my hip sure is acting up. Oh, my big toe swollen up, and no. I can't walk.
So if you're sitting there, so I guess the takeaway from this whole conversation is, how do you know if you're with a fuckboy, right? If you're sitting there and you are asking yourself questions about what he's doing as a blame to him, or what he's doing as a blame to you, then you're looking at it the wrong way. You should be asking why you feel this way and unpacking why you feel this way. Because at the end of the day, that's our life experience is just us interacting with everything else, right? So what we feel is what we see is a reflection of what we feel, right? Because I've met people,
or what we feel is a reflection of what we see, or the opposite way around too. Think about the fact that when you buy a car, right? Mm-hmm. You don't see a certain type of car. When you buy a car, you see that car all over the place. So what you see becomes what you get. What you feel. The car is what you feel, right? What you drive, whatever. It becomes a reflection of what you see. You see it everywhere. So
you mean after the fact?
After the fact, yeah. So it could be either way.
Yeah, but that's perception versus reality, right?
Yeah, and that is that too. But it's still the same,
Because one, I'm talking about an intrinsic issue. Mm-hmm. That's an extrinsic thing where you start seeing things that are alike. And I understand that one, right? We gravitate towards what we're alike. I agree with you.
Gotcha.
But I think the result is still the same. You still have to unpack why.
Okay, yeah, and you have to unpack why, yes. But I was saying,
if you're asking yourself why you can't be in like what you said about my friend.
Yeah.
Like, she actually unpacked that, and she was like, I'm doing something wrong. Mm-hmm. I'm enabling this kind of behavior. I'm doing this. I'm being way too understanding. So at the end of the day, she did make it about her, and she should. That's I think it's the same thing.
Well, but everybody isn't going to do, like, everybody isn't going to go that deep with themselves. They're going to say, well, something's wrong with me. And they're going to basically just go into tails, something wrong with me. So, I'm damaged. And that's the only thing that's what they're going to stop.
I don't feel like people do that though. I feel like people go, it's you. I feel like people go the easier route and say it's you, not me. I don't. Feel
but
like
after they
think
about it. You go with one door, dead end. Different type of people, because people will go from extremes. You go from one extreme to the next extreme. Super successful guy. Then you go, I'm gonna be more caring and more understanding of people's stuff. Then you get to this end of it. Then you go this, and you try to get to a certain place. If all those doors close, they're gonna think it's them. I'm damn sure I'm this, that, I'm the
Have
good
you
boy.
had conversations with females who have felt that way? Or males who have felt that way? Because I've never had that conversation.
No, I don't. Because
I've always seen like they ain't shit.
So men, no, because men thing is men aren't. So relationships for men, I want to say it's not like it's anything that they. Okay, I can say this. So men, we get to a point where we don't really too much think about relationships as in general until we get that person that we like feel that with.
Mm-hmm.
Then if that goes sour, right? If that goes sour, then you get to the point where, well, fuck relationships. I'm hitting randoms. I'm boom, 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 boom. Then we find somebody that we might feel it with.
Which is the perfect formula to find a successful relationship, fellas. Keep it up.
Well, first of all, they tried. I tried this. It didn't work. Okay. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, this one's nice. Let me try this again. Oh, it didn't work then. Bang, 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 bang. So but the thing is, right, think about the mindset. It's different from men and women, right? Mm-hmm. Women tend to do relationship. And then when that doesn't work out, all those clothes, then she bang, 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 right?
Yeah, but that's not a relationship.
No, I'm saying after the fact, she thinks it's her. So now it's bang, 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 bang. She rack up bodies because she thinks something wrong with her as far as trying to have a relationship with people.
I don't know.
So,
I think it's more if she wants to shut off her feelings.
And it might be that too. Yeah. It might be that too. Look, I'm just gonna bang randos so I won't get that whole emotional attachment with people. And that could be it too.
But that's not the relationship. She knows she's not looking for a relationship. Now she may accidentally try to find one within the sex because she hasn't processed a healthy way to deal with her feelings. Mm-hmm. So that might happen. But I think again, different people. Different people. And
it depends on the person. We're talking about generalizations. Yeah. We're talking about in general, but I'm just saying usually what I find when guys do, that's what guys would do. And I'm just saying the way they operate and the way women operate is totally different. Like men will go for one relationship and be like, oh, this shit didn't work, then we're gonna line it up. And then whereas woman, she goes for relationship. Everything she looks for at first is relationship till she feels, well, this is not working. Then she starts to do whatever. And then one or two things happen. Either she finds somebody that it ends up being a relationship, or she goes back. What happens. What? Yeah, that's usually what happens. Yeah, that usually happens. I mean, usually that's what happens. Yeah, that's usually what happens. Or and she makes them she makes that the relationship. Yes. Yeah. And deals with whatever the shit is in between. So yeah, that's what usually happens.
That's what I mean. I don't feel like people do the work. So my thing is this: at the end of the day, people, you have to start asking yourself remember, you ain't shit. Start there. You ain't shit, right? Ask yourself the hard questions, because it does not have energy to why the fuck would I lie to myself? Why the fuck? Why when I walk into a place, why am I not getting attention? Okay, well, let's look at the stats. Let's look at the stats. Yeah. What are your demographic?
Yeah.
What are you looking for? Are you looking for somebody who's your age group? Well, if it's men predominantly looking for somebody who's younger. Okay. Do you have time for them? You have to look at your stats and be like, whatever. What do you bring to the table?
You have to put a mirror in front of you, and that's a lot of things people don't like to do.
Nope.
They don't like to look into the mirror.
I'm not trying to tell you that having kids is a bad thing. It's not. I'm saying there are people who think that they don't want to deal with kids, and that's their right. So if you're looking for that particular man, understand that particular man is not going to be somebody that's going to be looking at you, because they don't want that. And so it's going to seem like you're reaching failure after failure because you did not go to what you can like what I look like saying I want to do who likes a six-pack.
Yeah. And that's perfect. That's perfect analogy. The thing is, but see, they don't, because it's,
oh, you need to love me for me. No, bitch.
No, and that's what women usually do, right?
I hate when people do that.
Oh, I want a man that loves me for me. Okay.
Okay. Because you don't want the same. Oh, so love him for him. No,
that's different. Oh, hold on. He gotta have a job. He ain't 6 feet. He ain't got a good job. No, I can't. I got standards. Damn it. No, you want me to settle? You want me to settle?
Let me tell you about that though. Those people who have those standards that happen when you're in your 20s, and I'm not saying don't have standards. I'm saying evaluate your standards and figure out what they mean, right? Like I remember how it wasn't my standard though, because I'm a smarter person. But I did like a six pack. I did like nice chests and stuff like that. And I had like a very superficial look at what I like to look at, right? That did not equate to a relationship, however. I knew better than that. Mm-hmm. But you have to ask yourself what you're looking for in a relationship. And if your top 5 things that you write down is what physical,
you need to you need to reevaluate. Yeah.
Because you're never gonna find a good relationship for yourself, because the first 5 things on your thing is physical. Now, if the first 5 things on your thing has to do with them having money for you, you need to reevaluate. Now, financially, them being financially secure is a valid thing.
For their self, not for you.
Them being them being healthy is a valid thing, right? Mm-hmm. Not, oh, he gotta be fine, he gotta be this, right? But you know, like what's it like? People always talk about God. What's his relationship or her relationship with God? Why isn't that up there? Because you're talking like, for a lot of people, religion matters. Unless it doesn't, y'all need to start evaluating
and stop lying. Stop lying to yourself.
But if it does matter, you need to look at your top 5 things. And if your top 5 things are physical or like superficial, then you need to reevaluate. Now, let's say they're not physical and superficial. That's great. First step. Second step is write your top 5 things that you have to offer.
Yeah, you have to offer. Exactly. Look at what you have to offer. Well, before you say that, one thing I never hear women say is the characteristic of a man, right? His character. What kind of character he has? Is he of a good character? You know, that should be one of the top things.
I agree.
Because a man of good character.
But you have to define character.
Okay.
Character. People don't know what that means. People don't know what character means. Because honestly, it's a broad generalization. So let's be clear.
A person of good character,
he's a good person.
Just period.
He's willing to. He's not taking from the world. He believes in giving too.
He believes in giving. He believes in
altruism.
Just caring for people. Like he genuinely cares for folks. Mm-hmm. He sees somebody. If he sees somebody, struggling, and his first thing is to talk shit about him, he doesn't have good character.
Yes,
he doesn't have good character. You have to pay attention to that person, who that person is. Towards you, yes, but towards other people around him, because that'll give you,
because towards you, also
he could be faking it.
Towards their exes,
yeah, that too, yeah.
Towards their exes will
towards
tell you
people he don't
everything
like.
you need
towards people
to
he
know.
Don't like.
Yes,
yeah,
it will tell you everything you need to know. Because I tell you one thing for sure, 2 things for certain. That's what Daddy said. One thing for sure, 2 things for certain. Like if you hear me tell you, there are people I do not like as a person, but you've never seen me tear them down. Like I've never been the kind of person to tear somebody down. I'm like, I don't like that person. I tell you right now, I really have a reason I don't like him. My spirit don't take to him. It is what it is. But he's been fine. He's only been like, I always go like in my mind, the main person I don't like is this one person. Like even my ex-husband, I drop jokes, but have I maligned his character? I do drop jokes. I love dropping jokes.
His daughter.
That's just a fact. It looks like him.
You haven't though.
But I've never maligned his character because I don't care. I had to think about the word. I was like, what's the word you're looking for? Care. I don't care about people that much to sit there and do that. I don't want to end anybody's anything. I just want to be happy. I'm focused on me. That don't mean I ain't with the shits. I love to crack a joke. We are with the shits. We are with the shits family. We love to crack jokes. We will crack jokes.
And it's nothing malicious. It's nothing, it's nothing.
I mean, it might be somebody might be in pain. I'm not even gonna lie. See, I ain't gonna do that to y'all. I'm gonna be honest. Somebody might be like, it ain't like a real serious pain thing, but it might, if it's funny, it's funny. It's funny.
It might fall funny, and is it?
I'll make sure you're okay, and then jokes. Like that's the kind of way it works, right? But it's not like humor is the best way we process information, right? And so we're gonna crack jokes, try and make you feel, but it is what it is. We ain't shit. Like that's just what it is. I'm not gonna lie. See, I told you I ain't shit. I gave up on being shit a long time ago. And as soon as I realized that I'm not the best, I'm not the brightest, I'm not the smartest, I'm not all these things that, I'm not the prettiest or whatever, I'm like, phew,
You could live your life. You can be free to live. Mm-hmm.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
And it's not to give up. I'm not saying let me let myself go.
Lord, take me now. Lord, take me. I'm ready, Jesus.
It's just to say, it's once you accept that, and once you accept your and this is very important. Once you accept your limitations, like your mental limitations, your emotional limitations, your ego limitations, those kind of things, like there are people who, well, I used to work with people who didn't have high school diplomas to help them get high school diplomas. Dope people, inspiring, the fact that they were going back. But the one thing, I could always tell you somebody who's going to be successful versus somebody who wasn't. Mm-hmm. It took them realizing that they had a problem with themselves not having a high school diploma.
Yeah, they had to stop acting like it was good. Because it's, well, I ain't worried about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ain't worried about that. Ain't nothing.
Yeah.
That's just a piece of paper.
It means something. It means something. And it means...
You accomplished something.
It is what it is. And I'm not saying that I actually, like, having my degree, it took me having my degree to realize that it wasn't, I need it in the world because they care about that kind of stuff. But it validated me to have it. And I had to be honest with myself because I felt like the world respected me for being that. So, but once I had it, I was like, oh, it's not that big a deal. But if you didn't have it, it would have been a big deal. Worst deal ever. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I'm supposed to have my there's a EI and a PE for your engineering degree. After you get that, you're supposed to get one and then the next. And your PE, signing, still stuff. I don't have my PE, and I'll tell you, it's something that I struggle with because it means to me I really am an engineer.
Yeah,
right.
I've made it.
Yes, it means that. Well, in reality,
you have the glow.
Yes.
Who's the master?
No, nothing's gonna ever take you down. Oh,
who's the master? Show enough.
So, but I know that's what it means to me, right? And so, but in reality, me having that, it could change my life one day, maybe, or today. Don't nobody give a shit.
Yeah, nobody cares. Yeah.
It's the possibility of it. Yeah, sure. But I had to be honest with myself and said my insecurity about that comes from the fact that that's what that means to me.
And that's something you really deep down really want to achieve.
Yeah. Now, whether I do or don't, that's up to me. But knowing the source of it matters, right? So when you're feeling a little insecure, when you're feeling kind of things like it, you need to know where it's coming from. And there was a black man. I'm telling you, I cried when he got his GED. I cried because I saw how hard he worked. He was so excited. He came to me and he showed me like I was a part, I was a part of his team, but you know what I mean? Like most people just like, oh, thanks, nerd, and go about their day.
You smarty arty. I'm counting these rocks, bitch.
When he came to me, he showed me the paper. He said, look, we did it. I said, I didn't do shit. Yeah. I just showed you something.
He needs somebody to care for him and invest in him.
Yeah. Yeah. And after that, because he asked me, he said, what do you think I should do? He said, because now I could go to college. And he was like, and now his possibilities changed. And the fact that
hold up, Buckaroo, hey, don't press your luck. Don't press.
Most people would be like that. Most people would be like that. But the fact that he allowed himself to dream and to be more than where he was, it got him to the next step.
Changed the outlook on life.
Because then it's like you meet people and it's like I remember this conversation because he kept in touch. I was stayed there and he's like, hey nerd, he's like they want me to take I think it was like intro to algebra. And I said, you don't need intro to algebra.
Go straight to algebra.
You need algebra.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, how do I know algebra? I said, because algebra is intro to algebra. You have to start at the beginning of algebra before you can get. They ain't gonna go straight into the algebra 2. Yeah. You got to start at the beginning.
They're gonna start. It's very short. But
that's what we're here for.
Yeah.
That's what tutors are here for. If you have questions, I said, don't allow people to dictate your limitations. I'd rather aim for algebra 2 and then say, oh shit, this is too much. Then aim for algebra, intro to algebra, and be like, I'm the king.
I'm bored. I'm bored. Or
Yeah. Well, some people need to feel bigger than whatever, and that's fine, I guess. But for me, he did, and he went all the way up to
speaking.
That's an inside joke, y'all. It's fucked up. I'm going to hell, and he's going to hell. Y'all don't need to go to hell.
King Algebra.
Yeah. He ended up going to calculus. He did.
Okay.
He went to calculus 1.
Yeah.
You went to calculus 1.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, calculus 1 was intense. So, but I was surprised. I was proud, but that was his own thing. He got out his own way.
Mm-hmm.
Just think what y'all could do in your relationships.
Well, and the thing is, people don't understand. You go for the most hardest thing, the thing that feels you the most. Go after it with full force, and after that, stop becoming that thing. Now, the doors open. Everything opens up because you face your fears.
Mm-hmm. And your fears are you.
Yeah, it's in your own way.
You're not being good enough. You're not being this person not wanting you. You're not enough for this. You're not. These are all you focused things. And if you can identify the you in it, you can be better. That's all it is. The you in it, because it's all about you. And you ain't shit. You're welcome. That's the word. That's on a t-shirt. Side note, I found my t-shirt. Well, I didn't find it. I have a bunch of t-shirts, but I was like, this is so soft.
Yes, it's beautiful.
And it has a message, but it's so soft. So soft t-shirt. Let us live. Like I would change it for this conversation. Let yourself live, man.
Let yourself live. That's beautiful. Hey, you know what? That's wonderful.
See, it's like I almost
on par.
I didn't even think about it. I just like the fact that cotton was so soft. It's like, oh. Never mind. Anyway, that's what I have. All right. If that's what I have. Fuck boy, full fuck boy circle. I'm glad my friend is doing better. I'm glad she's found that. It gives me hope. It gives me hope about being a better person and emotionally attaching to people romantically. Not a lot of hope. Don't. I won't be coming back here talking about. Just know. This is going to be a general conversation. Don't say a prayer for me.
Don't. Hope, no hope. Y'all pray for me.
Just pray. Just pray for me. But I'm rooting for everybody else. Every single one of y'all. Every single one of y'all. You know what I realized the problem is with me?
What? I
like my life.
Okay.
I like my life. I like waking
your
up.
life. Okay.
Yes, it's dope. It's like I like waking up. I've been single too long.
Oh, okay. You've been alone too long, so now.
Not alone. I'm a pimp.
No, well, not alone, but I'm just saying without any.
Mr. Lonely.
Yeah, not. You think you're lonely now?
Wait until tonight, girl. Why would a guy say that to a girl?
Hey, the ultimate shade.
He's trying to offer dick.
Yeah, you saying
no? Yep. If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl.
Speaking of that, hold on. Speaking of that, I got a story. So I got a story.
Okay.
It was 3 days ago, right?
Okay.
I'm going to do some work in the building, and the security young lady sitting at the desk. She was younger than me. She maybe 30s, around 30s. Okay. And the YouTube creator, KS, he's been doing stuff, telling women how to be more aggressive and stuff, and assertive, not aggressive, but more assertive, feminine assertive. So I'm doing work, and she was like, I'm like, yeah, I need this bit's door open, whatever. So I come back, she's like, okay, what you want, chocolate job? I'm like, what? So I got my mask on, because you have to have mask, it's COVID time. I have my mask on, I'm safe. I'm like,
chocolate drop. She come in?
So I walk in there, do whatever, and somebody was out, another female's out there talking to her. She had a pride shirt on. I guess they're doing some pride thing, whatever. So she's talking to her. And I think this girl, she was, she had a boy cut. So I thought she was,
You thought she was she might be.
She might be one
of the letters. B.
She might be, she might be a B letter. So go do what I gotta do, come back. And I have I'm about to leave. Say, hey, I got y'all everything here. Y'all internet up, So my laptop is swinging open. It's open. So the girl in the pride shirt said, that don't bother you, your thing swinging open and hanging like that? And then the girl says, this is to offset his balance because he got something else hanging. I'm like, oh, y'all have a nice day. I'm about to go. What the heck? What the hell is going on? This is in a building. Peachtree. It's a building. It's a building. Security at the front desk. This comes, I'm like, I'm about to go. Y'all have a good day. I'm out.
What the hell?
You only shoot the shots. You only shoot the shots you don't take.
Yeah.
You only miss the shots you don't take.
You
Yeah.
don't take. Anyway, yeah, that just came to me. I forgot about that. I think I repressed that, But
were you flattered?
Or
were you assaulted?
No, I wasn't assaulted. I was assaulted.
Not insulted. Assaulted.
No, I don't think.
Were you like, oh my God?
No, because so I worked around a lot of women. I had women bust open the door. Can you help me with this dress? Hey, put some clothes on first. You're in their panties. What are you talking about?
You know what? Actually, that's a very good, important statement to make, right? Dudes, don't get caught up in this foolishness. That's a trap.
Yeah, it's a trap. Yeah.
That's a trap. I'm just telling you, that's a trap. Yeah, she might be fine. Maybe she not. I don't know. Don't get caught up in this foolishness. Ask them, because if you can holler at them later. If they showed you their little intimate well, they'll give you their number. You can holler at them later.
Yeah.
Like, don't get caught up. Because that could have been a real, I'd have been like, you'd have been, did I send you that video? When I sent it to our nieces, the older ones, because I'm trying to get them to understand dating life without me nagging to them. So I've been sending them videos from other girls who tell stories. And this one girl told a story about she went on a date with this guy. And the guy told her about an incident. He's like, he has a domestic violence charge. It's just an incident, he called it.
Oh, okay.
And that's what she did.
God damn. Okay.
And so she's like, well, what happened? He said, well, me and my ex had a tussle. And she's like, he's 6'5". I don't know what kind of tussle you can have with a woman. Because she's like, if his woman's like me, and she's like 5'3", what kind of tussle did you have?
No. Yeah, you was beating ass. He was whooping ass.
He's just looked up a word. He's like, what's a synonym for beating ass? Tussle.
Tussle. We're entanglement.
So anyway, I said that to say I sent that to them, and I'm like, yeah, look, people wilding, man. People wilding. That girl would have said that. You never know. Don't get caught up. Like, have self-control.
Yeah, and brothers, start having dick discipline. Right, you don't have to hit everything that walks by you. Because a lot of times it's not even worth it. So be responsible. A lot of times it's headaches, especially when they're step forward.
Yeah, actually, I agree.
Yeah.
If they like coming on strong and they doing all this extra stuff, it usually is a problem. Same thing with guys. If they're doing all this extra stuff, it's going to be a problem. This might be a problem in reverse though. Like they ain't gonna be around long.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. The truth. The women gonna be around forever if you don't get them off you, and the men ain't gonna be around long.
I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh, okay. Oh,
so it's still
like
it's the same
trick.
problem. Think about it. It's only reverse, and this is difference between men and women. We have to acknowledge that there is differences between us. Women want men to stay, and men want women to. Sometime, okay, you can go.
I mean, and not saying that there, like I know it's a woman like, oh, I don't want them to say. Okay, look, we ain't talking about you then, because I'm like that.
Majority
is like, if you like somebody, you want them to say. That's just what it is. For guys, like they're used to people liking them and sticking around. So when they meet the girl who does that, they're like, what the fuck's happening? They don't know how that works. But for the most part, they never have to deal with that. For women, it's like, oh, like if they stay, you're like, what the hell? You still here?
Yeah. What? You're the one.
Congratulations. This is stupid. That's all I have.
Yeah, anyway.
And I'm glad I wasn't around when she saw that. Like, Jesus Christ. Did she laugh when you left? You're like, all right, bye. And she's like,
no,
hey.
The other girl laughed, but she was just looking like, she was looking. All right, see you.
Remember what I told you, though. Lesbian don't necessarily mean full lesbian.
Yeah.
It don't mean bisexual, but it don't mean lesbian. Because I'm just saying, you might have had a lesbian. Like, you just told her, I ain't no bitch. Like, she's like, I ain't no bitch. I just want fuck. What? What just happened? What's happening?
No,
I've heard that before.
I got out of the situation. I have dick discipline, and
Was she fine? She wasn't fine, was she? Okay. Oh, you didn't notice? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Yeah. I'm disciplined. In my older age, I'm disciplined.
You can talk to your nephews.
Oh, I got to talk on the phone. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's all we got.
Oh, yeah. Rest in peace was Zach, one of my homeboys, Derek. His cousin died.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Died in Vegas, heart attack.
Shit.
So Rest in peace, Zach. Yeah, baby, I didn't respond to it. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I got.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
All right, y'all. You have a good night. I don't know what just happened. I don't want to be a part of it.
You don't want to be part of it?
I don't.
You
I
should.
don't.
I don't want to be a part
I
of
don't
it.
want to be a part
I
of
can
it.
put you in.
Drop the beat.
We're-